So, for today's video, we are going to review the new characters that have been announced during the Honkai livestream for the anniversary. We have Acheron, Aventurine and Gallagher. We'll start with Acheron, which is the most anticipated character, talk about the kit, and place her inside our sheet for account build optimization. What we know is that when she uses her skill, as you can see, she gains charges. The charges, you can see them on her ultimate gauge there. You want to charge them, of course, as soon as possible because the ultimate is an incredible source of DPS. But they add that whenever any target takes action, actually, any character takes action that inflicts a debuff, she gains charges. So she synergizes extremely well with nihility characters because they apply debuffs. Any debuff will work. So you know that we have the dot team right already in the game with Kafka and Silverwolf like starring the team. Those are also debuffs. Also, when the enemies apply debuffs on themselves, it also counts as charges, but this is not important for our builds. It's good to know though. And we want to see the ultimate, right? There we go. You get to full charges. And the ultimate is a very, very large DPS. You can choose the targets of the ultimate in 3 phases, and the last slash hits every character. Actually, every enemy you're facing. So, that said, we are going to go to our building guide and understand where to place Acheron. So Acheron, of course, goes into the DOT group as a DPS, there's no doubt. So this becomes DOT/debuffs group. Okay? And then we just move around the characters. We want Acheron to be main DPS and Kafka to be like kind of half-half, with Black Swan being another DPS that can be considered sub-DPS now. So, if you're building a DOT team or you already have the characters, you of course can synergize very, very well with Acheron. I think this is the best team to slot her in, there's no doubt about it. Keep in mind that nihility characters that apply debuffs are extremely important in this case. So yeah, you want Kafka for sure. Black Swan could be slotted too, I guess, and especially because this kind of team deals damage not only with their main DPS. I think Ramei is an incredible support to this point. So let's jump back to the live, and now we can see Aventurine. It's not Adventuring, it is Aventurine. I know it can be strange, but it is what it is. So, he can apply a stackable special shield for units, so he is a defensive unit. When you get attacked and the shield gets hit, you accumulate points, 7 points, trigger a follow-up attack. This is the very important part of the kit I want to discuss. The gimmick of Aventurine is the follow-up attack that you charge when you get hit. So he goes into the follow-up attack category. Let's see a little bit more. So everything you need is basically being attacked. And the shield is on all the characters, so it won't be a problem. It can be your sustain for the team. It's a very simple kit. Everything is around the follow-up attack.
它的终结技还能使敌方陷入负面状态。然后呢，我方所有的人攻击此状态的目标时候呢，就可以造成暴击伤害。
As you can see, the ultimate is crit damage buff that works, that also works as a debuff on the enemy. So there could be some synergies for debuff units. You can consider him inside the debuff team, maybe, as a sustain, but this is very hard to tell right now. Okay, so where to place Aventurine? That's very easy. Let's place Aventurine in the sustain category of the follow-up team. He's not a generic shielder, I think. I think he's more of a specific support for this group. More important than Sparkle, by all means. More important than one May, I think. Because he himself have a follow-up attack. I want to talk about Topaz very fast because I didn't at the time I talked about the follow-up group. So, what do we want to know about Topaz is the skill which increases the damage the enemy takes from follow-up attacks by 50%. So you target an enemy and you apply this 50% more incoming damage from follow-up attacks. Of course, this helps Topaz because she has a follow-up attack herself with Nambi, but it also helps all follow-up attack units. This means she is core for follow-up attack teams. Alright, and now let's take a look at Gallagher. I really like this character even if I don't think he is meta, but look, he's a healer, heals with soda, or actually, I don't know, it's probably beer or something like that. And the ultimate is a Gauntlet Slash that also buffs his next basic attack. That looks extremely good. So he's a healer, but also a half DPS. I really like that. So, how you can see here, the ultimate hits all enemies. That can be a very interesting thing when it comes to AoE scenarios like Pure Fiction, but we'll have to test it. And this is the basic attack that follows. It's like super cool and probably deals more damage. We can see the numbers here, so we'll have to find out. So, when it comes to Gallagher, where to place him? He is a healer, but can be a sub DPS. I think it will be interesting for many scenarios. We don't know much for now. I think he'll be a very fun unit to play. Probably not meta, but could be very useful in Pure Fiction because he has some damage plus the sustain. And the ultimate can hit all the enemies in the field. As you could see, it's 5 enemies hit, so he's probably useful as an AoE support. Which is very interesting. Plus the design is very original, I like it. Now, to close this video, let's talk about the banners that are going to come and the ones that we already have now. So we have Sparkle, Jing Yuan, Acheron, Jingliu and Loucha. We already know about the characters that these are reruns, of course. So, what do you want to do with this? You have these 3 4-stars revealed in the banner that Sparkle and Jing Yuan share. So what do? Pull for Sparkle if you want to build the Mono Quantum team and you're building your account around this group, or if you want to build as an SP intensive hyper carry team, or in the last scenario if you want a strong support, because she can be a generic support for any team. If you don't have many, especially if you don't have Bronya, it can be a solution. Pull for Jing Yuan if you like the character. I think he's very useful in AoE scenarios and can be useful in the follow-up group, so if you're building follow-up you can consider, of course, Jing Yuan. But Aventurine is about to come and I think he's more important. Plus, if you don't have Topaz, you're going to save for her. So he's not crucial, but if you love the characters, as I do, of course feel free to pull. When you pull from this banner, you also get Shinche, which is very strong if you're building Mono Quantum or SP Intensive Hyper Carry group. So this banner is synergic with these 2 groups. If you wait for Acheron's banner, pull for Acheron if you have an account that is around the DOT debuffs group, because she synergizes extremely well with all of those characters. You can skip Sparkle and save for Acheron in that case, because Sparkle is not key in this group. Keep in mind you really want to have Kafka and others DOT applier. I think Guinaifen is extremely useful as an Acheron support. You can pull for Jingliu if you don't like Acheron and you prefer a hyper carry composition. You already maybe have Bronya or Sparkle or both. She's of course very solid choice. She has been the best DPS for a long time. Maybe she will be overcome by the damage that Acheron is about to do, but that's not a problem. Build the account that you have fun with, the character that you like the most. If you like her style and hyper carry and healing her up to deal the most amount of damage with her, you can even couple her with Blade and double support with Ruan Mei and heal with a strong healer. So if you like those characters in that group, pull for her. Loucha. Loucha is one of the best healers in the game. Pull for him if you don't have any healer, or if you love him, of course, or if you really think that healing is something you prioritize in the account. You can do with Natasha and Lynx. Now we have Gallagher coming too, but you know, having a strong healer really makes some content easier. So if you don't like Guohuo or Bailu or Fushuan as much, you can pull for Loucha. Do that if you like him and you don't have other healers. Of course, you can have more than one 5-star healer, but keep in mind that this will make building the account a little bit harder. That's everything I wanted to tell you about the upcoming banners and the new characters. I hope this video has been useful to you, and if you have any comments to how I can improve the quality of my videos, the content, or any other feature, or if you're waiting for some content that hasn't been covered by anyone, feel free to write down below. Thank you for being with me. This is Nero Atlas, signing out, and happy anniversary!